The Chicago Bulls are really hoping that Lauri Markkanen is good because they are a young team who's just looking for someone to emerge as a star player. And Markkanen, I'm going to say now, from an offensive standpoint, his ceiling is pretty damn high. He's 7 feet tall, and he's got the shooting ability as well as range of someone who would normally be playing one of the backcourt positions. In college, he shot 42% from 3 while also attempting about 4.5 threes a game, and his free throws were very good as well as he shot almost 84% from there. So by all accounts, the dude should be able to knock down jumpers in the NBA. And when you look at a guy with this size and his somewhat athletic ability, quick enough to move across screens, he could be a real mismatch problem for a lot of big dudes in the NBA, especially at the center position. The 4 spot, given that that position's become a bit more smaller in recent years, maybe not as much from that one, but if he's ever matched onto a big guy, that could be good. But also, it should be said against some power forwards, like, if you have to switch on him and you're like a 6'7", 4, and your team is playing small, you might not be able to contest Markkanen's jumper anyway. I mean, this one here is just with a point guard. If a point guard gets switched onto him, you might be able to just put 3 points on the board regardless. So the dude is a matchup nightmare offensively because of his outside shooting ability, as well as how he can move across screens. They also say he's got a decent handle as well. He's not like Dario Saric or Dražen Bender where you could give him the ball and have him actually run some offense sometimes, but it does seem that in certain situations he might be able to beat some big dudes off the dribble. If he grabs a rebound, he may be able to go coast to coast in transition and get his team's offense going just a little faster. I don't really expect his handle to ever become too big of a deal to where he's averaging, I don't know, 5 assists a game and he's beating guys off the dribble consistently. But it could just add another little layer to his game. I mean, make him more effective in the pick and roll. He could be a perfect pick and pop player, because if you're a great shooter and you can attack off the bounce, then you're just going to be a nightmare for almost any team, depending on who you get matched up with. And the only other question is if he can just be competent when it comes to, like, rolling to the rim. Now, there are some questions with Markkanen about how strong he is and how tough the guy is and how willing he is to really mix it up down low, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But the way I look at it is, if you have a big man who's this tall, who can shoot from everywhere, move off of screens, have some ball handling abilities, be okay enough in transition, and maybe just grab like a 1 offensive rebound a game or something, there's no reason he won't average like 16 points a game just by showing up. But there are guys like him, one of which is Ryan Anderson. Now, Anderson is a bit smaller. He's not 7 feet tall like Markkanen is. But Anderson is still a guy who Houston really can't play against some of the top teams in the league, against some of the more athletic power forwards. He's going to have a tough time. He's always going to struggle when it comes to pick and roll defense, help defense, and all that. And that's the type of guy that we hope Markkanen does not develop into, the 3-point shooter who just kind of sucks at everything else. Well, unfortunately for Lauri, his defense is a concern. If you go look at any scouting thing, they'll say the same thing, which is he's going to have to do a lot of work on that side of the floor. And it's not just in the sense of he'll have trouble defending an open space. He's not very strong either. I mean, there could be times when that clip right there, Dwight Howard dunking on him, that could be a thing that happens for Lauri this season. He might get like some Sean Bradley treatment if he's matched up against some physical NBA centers. He's just going to have to get to a point of being not bad, whether that means getting stronger, becoming more agile, improving his lateral quickness. He's going to have to be able to just stand on his feet against centers and then be able to just stay in front of some perimeter guys. And that's going to be the big thing, because if he can't do that, then what really is his value? If you're not able to play defense against the best teams in the league, like if Kyrie Irving is going to kill you every single time he gets switched onto you, if Russell Westbrook and the OKC Thunder, where they have a lot of offensive options, if they're going to find a way to go at you, if LeBron James and the Cavaliers and all the creators they have. If you can't go against these teams, the Golden State Warriors, of course, we saw the Rockets earlier, then I don't know how valuable you really are. So that's the big thing with Lauri. The offensive game, I think he can be pretty damn good. It's just going to be about where can he go defensively. But still, from an offensive standpoint, like I mentioned, dude's going to be able to put up points. Now, Chicago doesn't exactly have a lot of creators on the team. We're going to have to see how those guys progress. But hopefully Lauri can just be not bad on defense, because the offensive game is definitely there, but we're going to have to see.